Welcome to Creekside Chats with Successful Real Estate Investors, brought to you by Steve Talker Capital, promoting prosperity and harmony to help you flourish in all areas of life. Join in as we explore the motivations and goals of real estate investors and how their ability to invest abundantly has provided them with the time and freedom to contribute to the world in a creative and thoughtful way. Now please welcome your host, Dr. Allen.
Welcome to Creekside Chats with Successful Multifamily Real Estate Investors. I'm your host, Dr. Allen. Today's guest has over 14 years of real estate investing experience. His experience spans the spectrum from single family to large syndication as both general partner and limited partner. As well as full-time real estate investing, he also owns a construction company where he offers a full range of construction services focused on helping multifamily investors with full and complete renovations. Welcome, Jorge.
Thank you. Thank you for that intro.
Glad to have you with us, Jorge, and looking forward to getting to know the man behind the success here. As we were talking, you talked just a little bit about your heritage in particular and how your parents got here to the United States. But talk to us about an experience from your lifetime, and it could be a childhood experience, but an experience as you look back on it, you go, that really was a formative experience that helped me to be the person that I am today. And childhood could be anything from 1 to 50 or 60 years old. So you consider a formative.
I don't know if there's maybe one exact moment, but just the way our mother cared for us and everything she did it was all about her children, myself and my sister. And she was a widow. So my father passed away when we were much younger. I think I learned a lot from her work ethic, her just love for her children. Yeah.
And so how did you take that experience into your adulthood and help it to work for you like it obviously has?
Always had a strong work ethic, no matter what it was that I was doing at that time, from when I worked at the Rao Golf Resort in the pro shop to what I do now. Everything I've done, I go 100%, put full effort, and I think I learned that from her, and then just the love and care I have for my own children now, same thing.
When did you begin your career in the golf industry?
I don't know if that was a career, but that was when I started college, got a job there, but I started as a small job, and then, like I said, I do everything at 100%. Ended up being highest in sales and did as much as I could with that opportunity, and then grew from there. I started going into real estate after that.
How did you transition from the golf industry to the real estate industry?
Yeah, I guess there's something I missed there in the middle, which was graduated with an electrical engineering degree, and then I guess instead of working at the golf resort while I was going to school, I started doing real estate investing, and also I had my realtor's license and mortgage broker license, and was doing that while I was finishing up my electrical engineering degree. And then I got a position in the engineering department at UPS, and then eventually did enough investment deals, single family at that time, to go ahead and quit my W-2 and start doing real estate full time.
I'm listening to you here, and it's, I just happened to get a degree in electrical engineering. Yeah, anybody can do that. There's nothing to that at all. I know better.
Yeah.
That's one of the more challenging degrees to get. So I know that wasn't easy. And you were working at the golf shop while doing this, and then you were also getting your real estate license and becoming a broker, all while you were getting your degree in electrical engineering?
Yes.
Oh, anybody can do that.
And participating in a fraternity at the same time too. Sounds exhausting now that I think about it, but yeah.
Yeah. Some major accomplishments at a very young age. So not only did you get your broker's license and you were working as a realtor while you were completing your degree, you also said that you had started investing in real estate.
Correct.
While you were in college. So how did you accomplish that? I can see it's people with W-2 jobs, they can usually get financing for their properties, but you didn't really have a substantial W-2 job that was going to get you that kind of financing. So how did you get into real estate at that point in time?
I hate saying this, but this was before the bubble, and pretty much anybody can get a loan at that time. So that made it pretty easy. And with a getting 1099 commission, I was making decent amount of money between the salary I was receiving, my sales position in the golf resort, with the commissions from being a realtor and also being a mortgage broker. I was around 100,000 or so.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you did have a substantial income, even though you were a poor college.
Yes.
Well, it's amazing to me that you put that all together. So in addition to being a realtor, you were also a mortgage broker as well.
Yep.
How did you cram all of that in? How long did it take you to get your degree?
5 years, which is standard for
It's
electrical
pretty
engineering.
standard, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I've always, even in high school, I was very task oriented, and I had my to-do lists, and I made sure to scratch everything off and make sure I got it done, which I did not see a lot of other high school students having that same.
Yeah.
But I had a goal. I wanted to do more. Even the electrical engineering degree, I honestly, at some couple years in, I knew I didn't want to be doing that. So that's probably why I was doing so many other things at the same time. But I had made it so far. My mother really wanted me to have a degree, so I went through with it, got it. But I knew my passion was in real estate.
So how long did you actually stay in the electrical engineering field?
I don't even know if I ever even really got into it. The engineering department at UPS wasn't really electrical engineering. It was more of a general contractor in a sense. I was in charge of any major items that had to, if the roof had to be replaced, I was in charge of getting that done, or if there was an addition being made to the warehouses. So very little technical engineering stuff. Every once in a while, there would be something. And yeah, so I was never really too much. I lasted in that position, I'm not even sure, but I would say maybe 2 years. Yeah.
But you'd already started developing your portfolio, and so it probably wasn't a huge decision actually to leave that and to go full time in real estate. Plus, you had your brokers and your mortgage broker's license and all that going for you. So
Yeah, it made
you
financial
had
sense for sure.
some means and some ways to make that transition and to make it happen. So phenomenal accomplishments in a short period of time, and just a whole lot under your belt there. Talk to us a little bit about, so you've been doing real estate really for the last 14 years. Are you including those college years in that 14 years? Or
No, yeah,
so
that would be.
after you left the corporate job and went into it full time?
Mhm.
Okay, so you've had some vast experiences, and you've done single family flips, you've done single family holding, you've done small and mid-size apartments in syndications, and you've got the lending experience. So you've got tons of versatile experience, and I can tell that whatever you do it to the 120th degree there. So talk to us about the last 14 years, looking over the last 14 years. Talk to us about the biggest disappointment and setback, and how did you deal with that? What did you learn from it? And where have you come from that experience?
I would say that would have to be, it was probably a few years back. So decided to open a construction company once we started ramping up our fix and flips. That was maybe 11 years ago. And then about 2 or 3 years back, I stepped back and I looked at what I had built. I had been going and going for so many years, and I didn't quite like what I saw. I was very tied to the business. I had that hunger to continue to grow and grow, but some of the growth wasn't healthy growth, is one way of calling it. The construction company was one where we were starting to build this massive sales team, and it was just getting harder and harder to deliver the type of customer service that I like and pride myself on delivering. And then this was around the time that I started looking more into multifamily. I didn't like on the single family investments where I was going from one deal to the next, one to the next, and it was very transactional. I wasn't really holding anything at that time. I had already sold off the smaller multifamily and the single family that we had. So I just wasn't happy with where things were going. I made some major adjustments. I refocused our construction company, lowered our overhead, and just really went after our target market and the kind of deals that we wanted to do. Said no a lot, which was a problem before. If the lead didn't fit our certain criteria, we were not taking it on. And then stopped doing single family. It took a little bit to stop, decided that I was going to stop doing single family and just focus on multifamily.
And so what differences has that made in your business life as well as in your personal life?
Oh, it's made a huge difference. I have 3 small children. They're they're getting 7, 5, and 4, all girls, and they're very active in sports and dance and cheerleading and you name it. So I'm able to be at those events. The last thing I want is for one of my children to have a memory of something important in their life and I'm not there. So I make sure that doesn't happen, and I can, because I'm not as tied to the businesses as I was. I've been able to bring team members on that I trust, and yeah, that's been the biggest difference.
So just being able to really have a little bit more control over your personal time and be able to devote that actually to your family, the ways that you really wanted to do that.
Yeah, even doing things like this, even doing podcasts and adding value to others, or trying to add value to others. A few years back, I couldn't imagine taking the time to be on a podcast or.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, I can understand doing everything you were doing, how you just really wouldn't have time for much of anything else. Just one thing I've just observed here talking with you here is so many people in this industry are just personality-wise, they're type A personalities. And yet you don't come across at all as a type A personality, and yet you, in looking at your accomplishments, one would certainly think, God, he's got to be a AAA type personality.
Complete opposite.
But you're not. So talk to us about not being a type A in a type A kind of industry.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy for me to go to a networking event and be talking for hours and meeting new individuals. It's pretty draining, and even doing podcasts or getting on stage naturally, it does not come natural to me. So just that when I decided this is what I was going to do, I told myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to get uncomfortable, and you just got to do it. It's not, to me, it's not a good enough excuse to not make it happen.
So how do you actually go into a networking event and actually make it happen?
Mindset. I get into the right mindset before I go to a certain event. I've read books on how to better network, and some of them good, some of them not so good. And social media has helped a lot. Having a platform and people knowing who I am has made it a lot easier versus me having to go and introduce myself. And I usually have people coming up to me and saying, hey, I've seen you on Facebook, or I've seen you here. So that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, that does make it much easier than having to be the one to make the introduction. And you certainly do have a strong history there to support yourself there. But yes, I know, being anything but a type A myself, yes, I do not like networking events either. So I totally empathize and understand how challenging that can be. So you have even though you have cut back on particularly your construction industry and really focused it up on multifamily to give yourself more time to have a little bit more time freedom and to be with family in particular. But you still have some ambitions and big goals. Before we close out the program, which we're out of time here, just tell us a little bit about where it is you want to go and plan to go.
Yeah, goal-wise, I want to hit 10,000 units under management. Originally was by the end of next year. COVID's made that a little more difficult. So probably by the following year, so 2022, I want to try to get to 10,000 units under management. Want to do some more ground-up projects. Haven't quite set a measurable on that yet. But yeah, and just because, like you said, I'm still ambitious. I still have got some big goals. I'm just being smarter about it now. Not letting the noise and distractions, and just staying more focused versus getting spread too thin.
I'm sure you will achieve them, because you certainly do know how to achieve goals and to fulfill your aspirations. And it has been a pleasure being with you today, Jorge, as well as it has been inspirational.
Same here.
Just seeing how challenging it is for you to put yourself out there, but yet you just go right ahead and do it and achieve those goals. So thanks for being on the show, Jorge.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you for joining us on Creekside Chats with Successful Real Estate Investors, brought to you by Steed Talker Capital. For more information, as well as access to our free ebook on enhancing your well-being through real estate investing, be sure to connect with us at steedtalker.com. As part of our efforts to make the world a better place, Steed Talker Capital contributes to activities and organizations committed to better understand the equine and enhance the humane treatment of horses worldwide. Steed Talker Capital, working for a world where all creatures, great and small, flourish abundantly. Connect with us at steedtalker.com.